SEC champion and two-time national champion Christian Miller.
Once again with Christian Miller taking him down.
Here's college football playoff national champion Christian Miller on Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC.
And welcome into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 12:30 WTBC. Hope everybody's doing well, ready for another day to rock and roll and talk plenty of football as Alabama continues through spring practice. Tomorrow being their second scrimmage of the spring. I plan on being up there, looking forward to that. Got an afternoon one, so we don't even have to worry about coordinating start times and things like that because it takes place after we finish the show, which is really good stuff. And it's actually at the stadium again, which would be nice. First one was held at the practice fields, and now they're going back to the stadium for this one. So excited about that. We'll talk a little bit about some things we might be looking for in the scrimmage tomorrow. Just really, I'll be honest with you, I'm excited to see everything, man. Defensive line, I'm really curious about that. Offensive line, trench play, really, I'm really looking forward to getting to see those guys get after it. Quarterback battle, running backs. I mean, it's just a number of things, and we'll talk about that throughout the show. But if you guys have seen the title here on the stream or any of the streams, again, we stream live on the Miller's Edge on YouTube. We're growing extremely quick, and we appreciate all you guys' support for that. If you guys want to watch us do the show, you're more than welcome to. We encourage you to, again, at the Miller's Edge on YouTube or at the Miller's Edge on X or even on the Tide 100.9 Facebook page as well. And speaking of Tide 100.9, you can always download that app completely free to your Google Play, using Google Play on your any smart device, whether it's your cell phone, tablet, you name it. I sound like an old man speaking about electronics right now, but you get the point. If it's got an app store on it, you can download it, and gives you the ability to listen to not only us, but all the shows here on the station, wherever you're at globally, which is really cool. So make sure you guys check that out. Plus, you can leave those app messages there, which we try to get to and read and discuss on the show. But if you're in the stream, man, you always can leave your chat messages, your comments, all that stuff, and we discuss it here as well. And speaking of discussing things, Reed, we got some interesting things to talk about today outside of Alabama football gearing up for scrimmage number 2, which will be a lot of the conversation. 11:30, we've got Brandon Clear joining us on the phone lines. Plus, at the top of the hour, we'll speak to our official legal representation here on the show, Mr. Adam Lamparello of Lamparello Law Education and Advocacy. We'll discuss things with him. A lot of things we can talk about with Adam, like we always do. Love getting his insight. Not only is he a great lawyer and gives us the latest on any of these cases, but also has a really good knowledge about football. Goes back to being a huge Giants fan, which is ironic. The show is like tailor-made for Adam, man. Big-time Giants fan. Watched my dad for years. Then big-time Alabama fan. Got to watch me. So really cool stuff. We'll talk with him at the top of the hour. But Reed, something came out recently, and I know there's been some talk about this, and the articles are dropping this morning. And it's definitely catching some people by surprise, including myself, when you just really kind of think about where we're at in the direction that we're going, I should say. Not quite there yet, but the direction that we're going. And if you've seen on the title on the stream, man, it's about the SEC championship game, which this has kind of come up in conversation over the past couple seasons, right? And it all goes back to the playoffs, right? Everything traces back to the playoffs, right? Is it fair that some teams are in there and being, held to a standard when others are sitting at home? And it's not just the SEC championship game. We're talking about all conference championship games. They've been subject to a lot of scrutiny and criticism as of late due to, the playoffs being the main thing everybody's paying attention to. How does it affect a team's chances of making the college football playoffs, which you have to qualify for if you have dreams, hopes, or aspirations of winning a national title? Now, in my opinion, and you guys have heard me express this, multiple times, right? I always have, thought very highly of the SEC championship game. I played in 4 of them when I was here. I was here a total of 5 years when I redshirted, but I played in the SEC championship game every single year I was here, except for 2017 because we lost the Iron Bowl on the road, last regular season game of the year, and you guys know we went on to win a national championship game that year. But my point is, it was something that was special to us, and we took pride in it. I always bring it up. I got the ring case right in front of me sitting here on my desk, and half of the rings in that box, not even half, actually more than half of the rings in the box, were won via the SEC championship game. So maybe I'm biased from, the experience of playing in it, frequently playing in it, the I mean, just it's hard to explain, man. Just really, just I don't know. The atmosphere of it was always so special. I mean, the game itself was fun. You know what I mean? Like and I'm sure I know Wyatt and Reed. I'm sure you've been. I know a number of you guys have gone to SEC championship games. I'm sure you would agree. It's always just a really good football game to attend, and to hear the noise about potentially moving on from it, and not only just hearing that. I mean, this is our athletic director Greg Byrne who shared some of these comments, and we'll dive into the deeper details. Again, and I don't want to sit here and sound too clickbaity. It's not like Greg Byrne just hates the SEC championship game and wants to go away with it. It's more so due to the circumstances that we're dealing with and the playoff structure and all these things. It seems like it's becoming less and less relevant and almost starting to look like it. From a strategic standpoint, the ship might have sailed, and those were his words. The ship has. He not might have. He said the ship has sailed. I want to talk about that with you guys. I'll get my thoughts. I definitely want to get y'all's thoughts. I still haven't read completely everything that was said, so we'll do that together. Again, we got this great, I guess, subscription now to Bama Online, which we can read these full articles. So we'll do that if you guys don't have the subscription. Oh, I mean, listen, let me do this. I got to do the guys over there a service. I recommend it. It's definitely been very beneficial to have it. But if you don't have it, I'll at least be reading the article for you guys so you can hear what we're talking about. And that, again, is Greg Byrne alluding to the fact that it might be time to move on from the SEC championship game. And I know that's going to spark a number of reactions, because it definitely did with me. And I'll be honest, man, the first thing I thought when I saw that was, oh, man, here we go again. Another step to basically dismantling college football, at least the college football that we all have grown to love and appreciate over the years because of the passion, the dedication, not only from the players, but the university, the students, the fans, the graduates. We all know that's what separates college football when you compare it to the professional leagues of the NFL. I've always been more of a college guy than a professional guy. I've loved college football, but it feels like every week, every month, we just march closer and closer to going away with what we know and love about college football and getting closer and closer to the professional system, which is the NFL, right? I mean, Reed, we've gone to, again, I don't want to sound like the old guys saying, oh, we've gone to paying players. Nothing wrong with guys getting compensation. We understand that was much needed. I know it better than anyone. I've lived it. I understood that if I had time to work a job, hell, during the summer, I had a few extra hours. I did an internship, got paid a couple dollars, not a whole bunch. I had to drive to Birmingham to do it. It was a marketing internship. Other than that, I didn't have time to work. And the workload that these guys have, the value that they bring to universities, whether it's TV deals, ticket sales, merchandise sales, they deserve to get paid. But what I'm getting at is the structure of it right now versus, NIL, name, image, and likeness is taking on more of the landscape of really pay for play and the Wild West system of the transfer portal. And now, hey, while we're at it, we might as well just get rid of the conference championship games, which were special to college football. I mean, that's important. It's vital to the system. And now it seems like we're going away from that and more focused on the playoff system. To me, Reed, that reeks of the NFL. We're going to play a number of regular season games.
Yeah.
Look to qualify for the playoffs in hopes of winning it all, winning the championship. And we're also, structuring things where it's pay for play, where guys aren't, necessarily in contracts. Some technically they are, but it's a lot more of professional contracts the way it looks than it is supposed to be the whole name, image, and likeness deal, which I don't know. Definitely is a little disappointing when I hear it, and we'll read it together. But I'll definitely get your thoughts on that. Any initial reactions when you first saw that? Just kind of what went through your mind?
I mean, the first one, Christian, is obviously just like, wow, just thinking back to, I always think of when there's always advancements in the college athletics. I think it was my junior year or maybe my sophomore year, right around kind of the COVID time, kind of where same thing where NIL was primarily new. And so I just think of like writing this one essay about it, and it'd be so brand new. There was very little information. And now the game that has the subject that has changed the game to what it is today. I'm really curious to how we've advanced in these 5 or 6 years. What is the next 5 or 6 years going to look from now?
Yeah, probably a lot different. To answer your question, I don't have a crystal ball right here, and I'm not the pastor of pain. I can't necessarily prophesize, but I would imagine it's going to look a lot different and probably not in the way that we would probably hope. But we'll talk about this and much more coming up. First, we got to hit a timeout. Again, we got Brandon Clear at 11:30. We'll discuss it with him and what we're expecting out of Alabama football going into scrimmage number 2, which takes place tomorrow afternoon. Final scrimmage before they take the field again in Bryant-Denny Stadium, this time with you guys all around. Well, hopefully, if you can attend, because it will not be televised. But A-Day, we are about 9 days away. That will be the final time they take the field before they pack up the pads and helmets, put them back in Springer's office or equipment area, store them away for a few months, and we just got to wait until training camp till we got some quote-unquote football really going on. But technically, hey, shout out to the UFL. Again, A.J. McCarron got the big win in his first game. Great game.
He did.
Yeah, he did. And I'm excited, Reed, that that first week, which is always fun when it's new, hopefully they can sustain it. But some good football being played. So if you're a big football fanatic, which I'm sure you guys are, hence why we talk about football year-round, especially on this show, check out the UFL. I think it should be a good season this year. All right, we got to hit this time out. We come back. We keep discussing this SEC championship topic, and we'll really dive into it deeper on the other side of this break right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Hey, it's Christian Miller, and I wanted to tell you about our friends over at Lamparello Law, Education and Advocacy, founded by attorney and professor Adam Lamparello, helping students at every level with mentoring, exam prep, applications, and career planning. Adam also represents students, faculty, and athletes in academic misconduct, First Amendment, NIL, and criminal defense cases, known for real care and relentless advocacy. For guidance you can trust, call.
Saban could resolve this, says Leanne. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. He's kind of got his hands full, man. He was recently, I think a couple of days ago, assisting in the unveiling of the latest Mercedes model that I think was either developed here or they're building here, they're manufacturing here, and there was a bunch of high-ranking personnel from Mercedes-Benz that were in fact here in Tuscaloosa, and Coach Saban was speaking and a part of that. So, he's definitely got his hands in a number of things. I mean, his dealership base is just growing by the day. But yeah, I mean, listen, I think he could be he could be of a great influence for sure. But only one man can only have so much power and influence, and he needs a lot more help. We need a lot more help than just one guy. And this is exactly why I said the whole thing about, they're going to Congress, they're going to sit down and talking about all these things at this roundtable deal. And I know we got a lot bigger fish to fry currently, politically and in the world. We all understand that there's just a lot of things going on right now. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really know the updates on kind of what they've been discussing. I know it takes time, but we'll have to see. Yes, so yeah, we do have Brandon Clear in about 10 minutes at 11:30. Then we'll have Adam at the top of the hour. Brandon's going to call in, and Adam will be joining via stream. Hopefully we can get the Pastor Payne to jump on here too, because I'm curious his thoughts on this. Which I'm sure he will. I'm definitely expecting him to chime in on this for sure. I got the article pulled up so we can read it together. Bad, I'm like, I'm not trying to be a cheat code for these articles, but we got to use them to talk about. So, but I do urge you guys. I was kind of hesitant on subscribing to, I don't know, some services. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do that, but. You guys were urging me, man. Like, hey, check out some of these subscriptions. I did, and there's some really good articles, man. So if you guys haven't, I do recommend it. There's a lot of good stuff. On3 puts out a lot of good stuff. And I mean, I know Wide and Tide, we also put out a lot of good articles, which definitely keep up with those. On3, you just get a little bit more of a national, base, a little bit more reach there. But remember both, man. Check out our stuff too at Tide 100.9. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. All right, Reed, let's go ahead and just really open this one up. We kind of mentioned it initially, but let's talk about it. Again, this is kind of making waves this morning, and I know it's kind of been, talked about behind the scenes, but it now is being really discussed publicly about, I guess, the outlook on the SEC championship game moving forward. So I got this article pulled up right here. I'll go ahead and share it on the screen. That way our folks that are watching via the streams, you guys can see us again. If you're listening via radio, all power to you. Shout out to you guys. Again, we always encourage that. We are a radio show first and foremost. So I'm going to do my best to read as much without just sound like I'm just reading you guys a bedtime story. But if you guys want to actually read the text, I got it pulled up on our stream as well. So again, this is revolving around athletic director Greg Byrne, right? And he had some comments regarding this, and it's making its round. So long story short, he had an exclusive interview with USA Today, and he discussed his outlook on the SEC championship game moving forward. And just to preface, Greg Byrne and all these these ADs and commissioners, I mean, they're working around the clock discussing things. We're talking about potential expansion with the college football playoff. So there's always going to be meetings held, discussions being had. I mean, this isn't like just coming out of the blue. And we all know right now we're currently sitting in the 12-team playoff system. But the discussion right now, Reed, is are we going to 16, which a lot of people initially were in favor of. Now it's shifted to, hey, to hell with it. We want 24, right? And we hadn't even got to 16 yet. So all these things are playing a role in kind of these conversations that are coming. I want to be clear because, again, I don't want to make it seem like Greg Byrne just came out the woodwork saying, hey, man, now we're about done with this SEC championship game. We didn't play well in it last year. We want to get rid of it. No. It's nothing like that. But here we go. So he goes on to say, and I quote, I think the ship has sailed. It's run its course, right? Those were his words. And so initially when that takes headlines, people are like, whoa, and it definitely caught me by surprise. But when you hear him explain a little bit more, it starts to make a little bit more sense. He goes on to say, it's a great event. I don't like the idea of it going away, but I think it's a reality with an expanded playoff. His proposal is simple in terms of what he wants out of the college football playoff, which he does feel like would allow for further revenue generation. Of course, that's one of the key things we're talking about here. And that's when, I'm like, all right, I understand what he's saying, but then you hear that and you're like, of course, man. What do they say? Money's the root of all evil. Not saying it's for his personal gain, but at the end of the day, what's driving these conversations, Reed? It's not that, with the 12-team playoff system, we don't know if it was fair enough. It's not even that. One would probably assume that, hey, we want to expand the playoff system because, we had issues just deciding who's going to get in last season. Miami borderline didn't get into the college football playoffs, went on to go play in the national championship game, and really were a few plays away from winning it. So if you're talking about expanding from that aspect and seeing some of the smaller schools get in there, lose big time, not really looking like a good fit, that's all great to me. But when you see one of the first lines is expand the playoffs allows for further revenue generation, which he's not wrong, but it's just like, man, if that's what's driving everything, that hurts me even more because we're going to allow money and revenue generation, which I understand you have to have a way of which you're going to fund these things. You're now compensating players. The landscape looks a lot different in 2026 and moving forward than it did even a few short years ago. So I understand it, but I don't like it. He goes on to say he's in favor of 16 teams. He says, I think we need to pick a lane. We were headed for 16, but then there seemed to be pressure for 24. So as soon as we get to 24, I guess you could say, well, we better go to 48. I mean, at some point, we have to pick a lane. So those were Greg Byrne's comments, Reed, when he sat down in the exclusive with USA Today. I'm definitely going to shoot him a text and see if he'll jump on the show at some point and explain a little bit more. Not that he needs to explain himself, but I would love for him to discuss it. I know how it is when you say something and it gets put in a text. Sometimes you'd like to elaborate a little bit more or maybe answer a few questions. So maybe we can try to set that up because I'm sure he's going to want to explain or elaborate a little bit more once the headlines come out and you only see a few short sentences, because I'm sure he said a whole lot more in this whole interview, Reed. And that while I did go ahead and bite the bullet and subscribe for On 3 here, I'm not subscribing for USA Today and all these other outlets that I don't need to. So we'll stick with what we got here. But when you hear that, Reed, any thoughts now that we've kind of heard actually what's inside, the context here, not just the headlines, but kind of why he feels that way? He says, hey, it's a great game. We appreciate it. It's, listen, Alabama has a very rich history in the SEC championship game. We all know that. You walk through the football complex, first thing you see when you go through the player entrance from the player lot is to your right, you see a wall full of what? All the SEC championship wins, right? That's immediately to your right when you walk into the play. Not the national championship games, the SEC championship games, and the total number is right there to your right as soon as you walk in. When you go up the steps, you walk around the little diagonal thing, up, up, up. And as soon as you turn the corner, then you see the national championship game straight ahead that are plastered there. But guess what else is all littered through there? All the SEC championship memorabilia too. I mean, it's, you go to the indoor. On one wall, it does, of course, mention that the national titles won. But guess what's on the other one? SEC championship games. I mean, Alabama's very relevant when it comes to this, Reed. What are your thoughts after hearing the whole, I guess, quote from Greg Byrne?
Well, Christian, honestly, I'm glad he kind of, I guess, in a sense, just gave us a direct answer, right? He didn't kind of like maneuver his way around it. He honestly gave us, from what I thought, his actual opinion. He thinks that the SEC championship is inevitably going to go away eventually. And I do kind of, I like that he pointed out that they need to decide on a lane, because I think that really is what's going to determine what's next for this game of college football. Is it 16? Is it 24? I mean, I think at a certain point, it's like, they want to keep continuously expanding and expanding. But what do you do if, per se, you just keep it expanding, and then it just, I don't know if they're trying to make it like a March Madness, but I just think at a certain point it just gets too much. I just think we need a final lane, like Greg Burns said, and just kind of stick with that.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, he makes sense with what he's saying in terms of the logistics, right? Like, I understand from his perspective, right, as being the athletic director at the University of Alabama, he's going to have a lot of influence when it comes to the decisions made for the SEC conference, right? When it comes to decisions being made for college football and expansions and playoffs. I mean, Alabama has been a trailblazer when it comes to stuff. We played in the first ever college football playoff. I was fortunate to be a part of that. I was a redshirt, didn't play, but I was a part of that team. We lost to Ohio State. We went on to dominate pretty much the 4-team college football playoff, I should say. Then now you've seen it expanded. I mean, listen, it's unfortunate that it's trending this way, but like part of me, I can understand that it. Listen, if you just look at the conversations that we've been having, it's not just the SEC championship game, where there was the ACC championship game several years ago when you had SMU playing in it, or Florida State, that whole deal. I know there's arguments there, like should the winner or the loser of that game, I should say, should they be affected? Are we going to count it against them? I mean, it does cause for a lot of issues, but I don't know. And maybe I'm not diving deep enough. And I'm sure the more we talk about it, I'll say, okay, maybe that wouldn't work. But in my opinion, I want to save as many as these artifacts, as many of these things that separate college football from professional football, like the NFL, as we can, because to me, that's what makes it different. The more you get rid of these, cornerstone pieces of college athletics, the less it feels genuine, the less it feels like what it was. And it, to me, just feels like another professional system that's just connected to a school, which at some point, these teams might not even be connected to schools like that. There's been talks about private entities owning these teams, and you can invest in the teams and private equity taking over. So, I mean, honestly, it's really weird, in my opinion. It's really weird, but I guess you gotta look from his lens and others and try to see if you can understand a little bit. As we go to break, because we will be joined by Brandon Clear here shortly, I want to ask your guys' thoughts on this. Number one, how do you feel about this, right? And what do you make of Greg Burns' comments on the ship has sailed in regards to the SEC championship game? And number two, are you guys good with it? Are you good with going away from the SEC championship game? If it did, and again, nothing's set in stone or nothing's guaranteed to happen, but if we did, in fact, lose SEC championship game and other conference championship games, how would you guys feel about it? Would you be cool just going all in on the college football playoff system and saying goodbye to it? I know somebody mentioned, hey, well, maybe you can kind of do like some of these other sports do, and they kind of crown an SEC champion based on the regular season. That was one thing that I needed to throw in there. But to me, that just feels different. I mean, in basketball, you still have a NCAA and women's and men's basketball, both tournament. You still have those tournaments, even though they deem a winner before that. So I don't know. I want to get y'all's thoughts. 205-342-9904 is the number. We got to hit a timeout. We got Brandon Clear. When we come back right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Local news when you need it. The Tuscaloosa Thread, powered by Tuscaloosa.
All right, Chad. I need y'all to heat up now. Now we laid the table for you guys, man. I want to get all y'all's thoughts. I know it's been moving while I've been talking, so I'm gonna catch back up on it. But I would love to get all y'all's thoughts. Everybody listening, not even just on YouTube, but I know X. We got a lot of folks listening and Facebook as well, man. Chime in on the conversation. You ain't got to call in, but I want to get y'all's thoughts, man. SEC championship game is at risk of being, I guess, terminated, man. Do y'all feel like how I feel with it? Or are you good with it? I know I've seen kind of a mixed bag. It sounds like some people are like, hey, man, if it helps kind of solidify the whole, I guess, playoff system and helps fix that, I'm okay with it. Excuse me. I've seen a number of people make that comment, and again, I personally, I don't feel that way. I think you could fix the playoff system without sacrificing the SEC championship game. Just my opinion, but I want to hear y'all's. All right, let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see. Scroll all the way up. I didn't even shout you guys out. That's the other thing I need to start doing. Number one, let me remind you. I need to remind you guys, hit that like button. You guys have been crushing it lately. The likes, our subscriber count's growing. Let me give you guys the latest. I know we're on the road to 5K, and I appreciate you guys. All the support, like and sharing the videos. We've been having a lot of really good stuff, man. Let's see where we're at. We are at our official subscriber count. We're at 4244. So I want to say we're up like 20-something from yesterday, guys. So we're making good progress on that. So thank you. And let's see. We got Phil in here. Jake, what's up? Hope championship game doesn't go away. I always thought it was a big deal to win the conference. Absolutely, man. Again, I know it gets old, but I'm sure we got some new listeners or new viewers, I should say, right now that we're streaming. But the ring box that I always pull out, man, again, not to show off, but I mean, more than half of the, well, actually, I would say it's about half. It is half because there's 8 total rings. Matter of fact, now I'll separate. Let me take the Under Armour one. We got the chance to get an Under Armour All-American ring when we, if you're Under Armour All-American. Why is it not? There we go. So I got that one out of high school. So we got to take that one out. That one doesn't count. But in the box, we got a total. Let me organize them in order real quick. Got a total of 8 here. So we got, let's see. Wait, that's 15, 16, 18. There we go. And those will just have to do. I'm not even going to try to get those perfect. All right, there we go. Now that's organized. Oops. So that bottom row, this bottom row are all SEC championship rings. This first row. You got 14, 15, 16, and 18. And in the back row, 2 national championships. So you get one from the school, one from the College Football Playoff Committee, and the school. So anyway, if you get rid of the SEC championship game, those guys aren't going to be able to collect those rings anymore like that, which I don't know if they're really going to have that luxury either, because it's not like people just go play in that many SEC championship games on the regular like we were doing. So I guess that's a little bit different too. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're talking about the big report that's come out this morning. Greg Byrne, Alabama's athletic director, signaling that the ship has sailed for the SEC championship game, and that he pretty much feels that it's kind of time to maybe look at moving on without it and maybe focusing more on fixing the whole playoff system, which maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm not, smart enough to be in the conversation that they're having. But I just feel like there's a way to save conference championship games and not having to sacrifice them just to fix the playoffs. And if that's the reason we're getting rid of these conference championship games, which pretty much is, I have a problem with that personally, but in my opinion. But now it's time to get someone else's opinion. We got Brandon Clear, former Clemson wide receiver, here on the phone lines. He joins us every Thursday at 11:30. Brandon, man, welcome in. How's everything going for you?
Yeah, Christian Miller's Edge family, all is well, man. Blessed and just taking it day by day right now.
About all you can do when they're talking about getting rid of SEC championship games at this point, man. Listen, Brandon, I don't know how much you've seen out of the news of it, and if you haven't, I got the article real quick. I'll skim over. It wasn't even that long, and I'm sure there's way more to it with the actual interview with USA Today. But Greg Byrne, our athletic director, had come out I just sat down with someone from USA Today and basically said, I think the ship has sailed. It's run its course. It's a great event. I don't like the idea of it going away, but I think it's a reality with an expanded playoff. I think we need to pick a lane. We were headed for 16, and then there seemed to be some pressure for 24. So as soon as we get to 24, I guess you could say, well, we better go to 48. I mean, at some point we have to pick a lane. So it sounds like he's not even really all for the huge expansion that's being discussed, but he's saying, hey, at this point, sounds like we might have to sacrifice the SEC championship game. Tell me your thoughts, man, when you hear that.
Yeah, so today was my first time hearing about it. And, I think that I see where he's coming from. And a majority of the big conferences are most likely going to start moving away from these championships because there's no incentive there. If you expand the playoff, right, which everyone thinks that they'll eventually do, you already got 12 teams. They're talking about going to 16. Then it doesn't really make sense for the teams if they're saying, hey, we're playing an extra game on the schedule that may or may not impact my ranking, at the final time slot. Like, it's like, is it worth the risk? Or you're going to start seeing opt-outs? And I think that's where Greg Burns being proactive. He doesn't want to see opt-outs because it looks bad. If you've got Georgia that's set, they're currently the number one seed because they're the number one team in the country. They're like, why would I lose and have the potential to then move down maybe 2 or 3 spots? And that's what you saw happen to Ohio State. And Indiana having that, that time off and all those other things, but them being the 1 seed was a benefit. They had additional time. They were able to work through it. And then most of the time when you have that number 1 seed, you'll have a strong opponent, yes, but they will most likely have played another strong opponent, so they beat up on one another. So that's where, if you're a conference, commissioner, you have to start thinking through the benefits, the pros and cons, and are these coaches going to start rebelling a bit if you're forcing them to play a game that could have an adverse effect on them making the playoffs? So again, all good things must come to an end. And you saw that. If I could go back in a time machine, I know a lot of people hated the BCS era, but I thought it was great. It was great fodder. People had a lot of, difference of opinions on who should be ranked where, but you saw that when the BCS was intact, that there was a lot that was put into those bowl games. And, people really looked forward to the Sugar Bowl when it wasn't necessarily going to be the championship game. And all those things that I kind of grew up on, it's dwindled away. And now you have guys opting out. You got teams that are kind of really just hedging their bets with scheduling to avoid having to play something that could impact their win or loss column in order to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too sentimental of a person. Like in my head, I'm like, golly, that's what separated college. You know what I mean? Like the SEC championship game and some of these things that just, were specific to college football. And I just feel like the closer you get to regular season games in a playoff system, is it still going to be interesting? Absolutely. We all know that. I'm not going to be dramatic and make it seem like, oh, no, it's no longer going to be fun to watch. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's my bias from playing in so many of them and just knowing the feeling of being able to say we won the SEC championship game. I mean, like, especially in the conference like the SEC, I can't speak for no other conferences, but I just know when you're crowned the SEC champion, there's just something to it. It holds some weight. Let me ask you this, Brandon. I mean, do you feel like there's a way or a world where we could find a way to save the SEC championship game and these other conference games, but also, fix the college football playoff system? Do you think it's only, hey, we got to sacrifice these conference championship games, or you feel like there's a way to save them and still fix the playoffs?
So you ask a good question, and my response is one where I think you're reading the tea leaves. The SEC and the Big Ten break off and create their own type of thing. They don't need any of this, right? So ESPN is going to follow wherever FCC goes, and then now you start having Fox and ESPN tag up, and they work with those conferences and find ways to have this kind of, mega conference that is outside of the NCAA influence, and then now you have more control so that they can have salary caps and all these things, but the universities have to tie into that. And the reason why there's been resistance from the universities basically allowing this to occur is because those football programs feed a lot of their lower tier programs. That's how they make their money. So if you pull one of these programs out of the NCAA, the question becomes, of course, it's a money generating type of organization, correct? But then you now don't have the rules and regulations and Title IX and all these other things that would require that money to be funneled over to some of those other programs. So in my mind, a quick solution would be for the SEC and Big Ten to basically create their own conference. And then you could have it to where conference championships do matter still, right? Because now you got the winner of the Big Ten and the SEC, seeding perspective is like, those whoever won that's going to be your 1 and 2 seeds. And then you basically rack and stack based off of those two. So that would be my mind. But I know a lot of people are scared of that because if you pull SEC and Big Ten away from those, the other conferences are going to fold. It's just the NCAA itself in football would not exist, in my opinion, because those other programs just don't generate enough revenue. They rely on the SEC. They rely on the Big Ten, and that's why you see them dictating the terms, right? That's like the U.S. and NATO, right? You telling me what I can and can't do. I'm like, well, if I take my ball and go home, what you going to do about it, right? Like, I'm not even trying to get political. It's just when you're the big dog and you got the money, I set the terms. You tell me what you think, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. That's how those things go.
No, I'm laughing because I promise to God, that was you said the example I was thinking in my head. I was like, man, it kind of reminds me of kind of the whole situation with what we're dealing with, some of the allies over at NATO. And I don't know. I like geopolitics. But it's funny. You said that. I'm like, holy crap. He's reading my mind right now. I was thinking the same. I was like, that's crazy right there. No, it makes perfect sense, man. We're joined by Brandon Clear, former Clemson wide receiver. Always does a great job joining us on Thursday, and we appreciate him hanging out with us. But, Brandon, I got to ask you, man, you got spring scrimmage. Never could get that out right. Spring scrimmage number 2 tomorrow afternoon, man. Really looking forward to it. It's the final one before A-Day. I'm sure you've been able to see plenty of reports. I know, we've been posting a lot of content, dropping a lot of nuggets. Clint and those guys over at Cover Crimson and all the other platforms, man, a lot of people have been posting some really good stuff, dropping some intel. Anything that you're looking to hear from tomorrow's scrimmage or looking forward to maybe kind of getting a little bit more details on ahead of it after kind of what you've heard coming out of scrimmage number 1 and maybe some of the things that have been coming out of spring practice with Alabama football thus far?
It would definitely have to be O-line and running back. I want to see how we're progressing. I want to know exactly from the coach's perspective how much depth they're seeing. Are they seeing, progress from some of these guys that are playing multiple positions along the front line? I do think they have a general sense of where this might go. Will Sanders being out is not ideal, just from a cohesive perspective. And also, again, competition. I would love to have seen him compete and seen exactly how that's going to shake out at left guard. But he'll have his opportunity in the fall. And then running back, again, I think those two have to be married together. We've got to improve the run game. We've got to have some impacts there. I know Crowell, they were really high on him. They still are. It seems like he's dealing with some type of nagging injury. And, remember, he went right from playing the championship game, then he was playing in some, the Mississippi-Alabama game, and he did a whole bunch. And so coming in, the expectation was for him to put on weight. And I think that he may have did that a little bit too quickly. And so now you're starting to see when you start running, you put on that weight, the first thing that starts to go is some of those soft tissue injuries. You got your calf, hamstring, all those other things, man. So he's going to be playing behind the 8 ball, but at least he's there. I'm hoping that he'll feel better going into the summer and he'll have a chance to, compete. So again, I know Daniel Hill's been making a ton of progress. He looks great. And the other run, A.K. Deere looks like he's making an impact as well. But I really want to see exactly. And Kevin Riley, they've been calling him out too, man. He's been running with the first team. And so I just want to see exactly how that all shakes out. I think it will be running back by committee. But we really got to get consistent up on there. And I want to know exactly how the blocking's coming along from not only the offensive line, but the running backs, because that's going to be key for having whoever decides to win the race for the quarterback spot. It is imperative that we've got running backs and O-line that are lockstep, working together and making their job easy, because this is going to be a growing type of situation with these young quarterbacks coming in for the first time, leading what should be a great year, in my opinion. But you just never know.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the running backs. And I want to be clear, when we talk about those guys needing to step up, I think me and Brandon as former players, man, we know better than anyone. Yes, the offensive line is imperative to the success of your running back room. We all know that and we agree on that. But it is also noteworthy that the running backs did not, perform the way they needed to either last season. I mean, I'll give you an example. I went back and I was watching the Iron Bowl from last year, watching some tape. And I don't know if you guys remember how that game went, but Jan Miller, before he got hurt again, I mean, he was back to form. And I remember breaking down some plays. He had, I think, 2 back-to-back, explosive runs, probably 15-plus yard runs on back-to-back plays. And one of them, it was blocked well, but he also was able to use his ability to really extend it and make it something, more than what it really could have been. And so you're right. The running backs, they're very intriguing, and not just their ability to, find those lanes, make guys miss, hit the hole, be explosive, but also, pass blocking. That is really important. But I've heard a lot of good stuff coming out of, spring with the running backs, all the guys doing some good stuff. I'm glad you brought up Kevin Riley. I'll still be shouting from the mountaintops, man. He's a good player. Matter of fact, we see him on the screen right here. We got the clips of those guys going through some drills. So I'm glad he's getting some good reps. But, Daniel Hill really surprising not surprising, I guess. I mean, you expected him to hopefully take that next step, but with him shedding some pounds, and just really the thing that stood out to me is when someone said, hey, man, he looks like he's running behind his pads, a lot more this spring, and whether that's more explosiveness or just more confidence, who knows? Competition could be it. That was really encouraging to hear that. Brandon, I do want to ask you regarding this scrimmage coming up tomorrow. When you look at the defensive side of things, man, anything sticking out to you that you want to maybe see a little bit more of?
Yeah, it's the linebackers. So, the Virginia Tech transfer, it seems like he's coming in. He's making an impact. I'm not going to say anyone has a starting spot on lock, but it would almost seem like he's trending in that direction. So I want to see these younger guys. How's QB Reese doing? And, again, linebackers always, it's a challenge, right? Because you don't know until you get in live action how they are doing, how quickly they're able to diagnose plays, run gap fits, all those things that come in. And, again, you saw the shift that they made this offseason. They were like, we need to get bigger. We need to get taller, longer, like all of those things. And I think we're going to start seeing that from the defensive line is one piece of that. I think the defensive line getting bigger is going to end up having a positive impact on the linebackers, and they'll free them up to make more plays. So that's my hope. But I really want to hear more about exactly how the D-line is doing from a depth perspective. But I think linebackers is going to be the key to all of this. Our DBs, man, they're the heartbeat of that team. And so that's the plus side of it. But, we can't put a whole bunch of strain on them by not being able to get to the quarterback outside Pierre. So it's just, we got to make sure we're building out all of the types of foundational pieces. To me, we're building depth, making sure that we have, again, senior people in certain positions, because I think that gives, I think leadership is one aspect of it, but experience in order to kind of set the tone. And then the linebackers, it might be, be some growing pains, but I'm hopeful. And I know that we have, some young guys with some really great talent. They may not be world beaters right up front. It'll take some time, but, just like when Christian Harris, remember when he first came in and they were dogging them, I think it was him and Shane Lee, dogging them. They're trash, this and that. They were freshmen, right? They were coming in. They were forced to play because of injuries, and they had a struggle bus season, right? Like, it was just kind of what it was. But as time progressed forward, Shane Lee became a decent player, even though he transferred to USC. Christian Harris became one of our really good leaders and impactful players, right? So I'm leaning on that, and I think these guys having a chance to sit in redshirt is going to benefit them. They were able to play special teams, some of them, but I think we just got to be patient there.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And, they're young, like you said, and they'll come along, hopefully, and it's going to – not hopefully, it's imperative that they do, because the linebacker position, man, you need some signal callers on the defense and guys that set the tone or physical, can do everything you need them to do, and that's what we need out of them. Brandon, man, we appreciate you coming and hanging out with us like you do every Thursday, man. I know you always say you ain't got nothing you want to shout out, but if there is anything, you might need to start doing a little podcast stuff, man. Maybe we'll if you ever want to, by the way, I'll send you a stream link if you want to jump on the stream, man. Get your little sports cast going, man. We'll help you out with that.
Hey, man, I'm a receiver, man. I love showing my face in places. So you just off the stream, man. Come on, have some laughs, and maybe we get the rev on, man, so I can look at him face to face while we're talking and school him up on some things about life. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of life hacks. I'm gonna school him up on some stuff.
Listen, Pastor Payne always jumps on, like right as
I felt whoever this is on the phone in the spirit.
Literally,
you know what I'm saying? I didn't hear you. The Lord just led me to jump on here today. Now, who you talking about me? What you got going on? What you got? Talk to me.
I got a little for you, man. I'll give you a little tidbit because both Chris and I talk geopolitics, man. Like I said, SEC, we the big dogs. You can put Big Ten in there as well. if we leave NATO, that thing's going to crush. And then all of a sudden, everybody got to fend for themselves. That's when the dogs start coming out and they'll realize the importance. So you hear Greg Burns, the reason why he's doing that is because he's putting a little muscle in there to let them know that, hey, if we don't feel like it, we don't have to do it. Everyone else will follow suit because they set the tone. So, again, be on the lookout for it. I'm hopeful that they'll keep the SEC title game, but don't get it twisted. He's doing that for a reason because he's trying to set it up saying, like, if we don't start seeing changes, we got problems.
Brandon, we appreciate you, brother. Good stuff as always, my guy. Yeah, well, I'm gonna send you that stream link. We'll get you on.
I want you to get on. I need to see who I'm talking to. Because sometimes you can sound so elegant and exquisite and all of these adjectives that I can use. And then when I see your face, and then you're gonna be like 5'2" and 140, they're gonna kill everything you said. Talking about I'm a receiver and look like you're playing JV football. So I need to see you, bro. I need to see you before you come at me like that. All right.
Brandon played at a powerhouse.
I don't got a face for radio. I trust you on that, man. I can be on screen and look crazy, man. I represent. Don't worry.
We're gonna get you right next week, Brandon. We appreciate you, brother.
All right, B.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Sir. You too, brother. Good deal. All right, we got to hit a quick timeout.
Good morning, everybody. I've seen a lot of good mornings on there. Good morning. Good morning. It's afternoon in my time zone, so good morning / afternoon, everybody. Let's go. I got my coffee. I'm ready.
We're going to hit a timeout. We come back. We got a quick one before we hit the top of our break. We'll get Adam on here. We're going to discuss this whole SEC championship game, scrimmage number 2 on the other side, right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down your property?
Shout out to our guys at Asphalt Restoration. Hold on.
Transform driveways and parking lots with expert repairs, new paving, or resurfacing. Fast, durable, and family-owned quality that you can trust. Don't let small issues turn into big expenses. Call 205-393-9149 for your free estimate today. That's 205-393-9149. Asphalt Restoration, where smooth roads start.
Roll Tide is what the rest of it said. Oh, gosh. Okay, there it goes. My screen froze for a second. Shout out to our folks at Asphalt Restoration. Reed said you've been cracking them up the past few days. Hey, speaking of that, your little bit from yesterday is going viral. I can't even say went, man. I mean, I'm like getting notifications left and right, man. People love the Black and Mild Newport pants on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground content. They enjoyed that, man. Duval says Pastor Payne makes the show. Nah, he adds the whole new not a new spin on there, but the whole humor element.
They say I'm comedy, I'm comedian,
Nah, you got good wisdom too, though. But no, you definitely add that comedic piece, which is very nice because again, it makes it a little bit. Listen, I want people to understand. I don't want to always be so serious the whole time. Alabama football looks great here at the running back. Like, I don't want to, but it's kind of hard to be, comedic when you don't have somebody to bounce back off of. You know what I mean? So
I'm back, bro. I'm back.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate that. No,
I'm gonna be football season. I'm gonna be back for go because I'm looking forward to that.
I'm sure you are.
See, a big man needs a big cigar, 7x70, called Flathead. There's a lot of you flatheads out there that you can relate to with this cigar.
Oh God,
you ain't got a flathead like mine. Listen, man, C-Mill, I just left the gym, bro.
Hey, all seriousness, though, man. Let me tell you, man. I really am proud of you. Like all jokes aside, not even like on like some show shit. Like I'm proud of you because that makes me feel good that you back kind of getting that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like I got away from really, you know me. That was like hell. I mean, I do every day. I kind of got away
twice a day, push up from the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but I'm not gonna lie, man. Had a little bit of a little rough year last year. I kind of got away from myself, and I've been back into the past few months. I've been feeling a lot better. Really, just a lot more motivation doing it. Granted, I was still working out, but just not how I did. And I know how it impacts me. And I just know I'm like, man, I think it's good for you because I know you're the same way, man. I remember watching you get in there and just throw 225 on the bar. Guys, this dude used to just put 225 on the bar and just rep it like it was – he made it look like it was 135. Like he's
I
dude
did.
strong. Yeah, I mean he
43 of them knocks at the combine. You remember a guy? Well, you won't remember Chris Zorich. I was with the defensive lineman at the combine because I played D lineman in college. But yeah, I couldn't run, but I can lift. I hit them things 43, and then when I had to do it with the Giants, coach was like, Corey, I got the 44. He's like, stop. he's like, dude, that makes no sense. Just stop. I mean, I ate weights, man. I love training. That was some watermelon fields in Pageland, South Carolina, loading them watermelon trucks, bro, catching watermelon, them Jubilee. Somebody in the chat might know what a Jubilee watermelon is, man. I would be catching them, tossing one hand, and that's how I had good hands, man. I had 7 interceptions as a linebacker, because I had them hands, bro, them paws. You know what I mean?
God.
Them grabbers. You got to have them grabbers.
And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We got like a couple minutes real quick. We're going to hit the top of the hour break, and we got Adam joining us via the stream. But Pastor Payne hopped on here in the last few minutes as we wrapped up with Brandon Clear. Big shout out to him. Joins us every Thursday. We appreciate him.
He went to Clemson, right?
Yeah, so he played at Hoover. He's from Birmingham, played at Hoover. He was a part of like the whole series, when they're covering Hoover High School and their dominance. And then, he played at Clemson in college. So
played on the Dabo?
Was Dabo there? Because he's a little older than me. I mean, I think he was more like 09-ish range, if I'm not mistaken.
Dabo been there about 15 years. I mean, he's been there a minute.
Well, I was about to say, I couldn't remember if you I forgot to ask him. But yeah, he was at Clemson, but he's a few years before I am. But yeah, man, really, really good stuff he always brings to the table. I want to say this because we only got a minute real quick. You mentioned your cigar. Shout out to R&R Cigars. If you guys are in the market, you guys want that flathead that he's talking about, man. R&R Cigars got the best humidor in the Southeast. If you like the Pastor Payne and you're not local, well, don't worry about it. You can always go on R&R's website, rnrcigars.com, and you can go place orders and get yourself all those cigars that you see the Pastor Payne rocking right there on their website. Use that code Miller's Edge, get you a big old discount. I believe it's about 20%. Can't beat it, man. Plus free shipping if your order applies. And of course, if you guys are in town, you got baseball season going on, softball. We just finished up March Madness. And of course, football season is going to be here before we know it. If you're ever looking for a place to go hang out, kick back, watch sports, kind of fellowship, have a nice drink, over 160 bourbons, man, check out R&R Cigars. They'll get you covered. They'll get you right. Drink responsibly, please, if you go do that. But definitely take advantage of the wraparound porch in this beautiful weather at R&R Cigars. Again, that's R&R Cigars, the official cigar provider of Alabama football since 2014. By the way, 2703 Gary Fitz Street. You can always Google it, but that's the address for it. We're going to hit the top of the hour break.
I'm laughing at Big Duval 88 talking about the holy comedian. That's funny. That's funny to me.
Hey, real quick, I just want to give you a heads up. So the big topic we're talking about now is Greg Byrne, Alabama's athletic director. For all of you guys, I'm sure you know that. He basically said, hey, the ship has sailed, and it appears that it's almost inevitable that we're probably going to move along from the SEC championship game. I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it one bit. I definitely want to get your thoughts on it. We'll get Adam's thoughts on it.
I've been saying that for a while. I'm
sure you have, but the problem is I don't like it, right? I understand it, but I don't like it. Definitely don't love it.
It makes no sense. I mean, based on the new system, why go lose in something that's going to hurt you as far as playoffs? It makes all the sense in the world not to have it. Just
I hear you, but I
throw in an extra game. I'd rather for everybody to get an extra conference game. Every campus get another chance for people to go out and enjoy some college football than have the stupid SEC championship
not what
game.
We do with bowl games. We'll talk about it. We're going to save this because we got to hit a timeout. We'll come back. We'll discuss that with our guy Adam as well, right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
Hey, can you Google a Jubilee watermelon so you can show chat? They was asking about it.
Yes, I can. Adam, what's up? Mr. Lamparello himself.
Hey, Corey. How you guys doing?
Lamparello. What it is, yo.
It's a great day today. I just made some rigatoni pasta with marinara sauce. I'm feeling really Italian, and that's always a good thing.
I love it. Wait, am I doing the fingers right? How you do no, that's French. Oh shit, my bad. There you go. So
we used to call you not black Italian, but Blasian would be black and Asian. Yeah. So you black and Italian would be Blatin.
Wow.
That's more like black and Latin, but Blatalion could work.
Blatalion,
But
your
to be fair,
Blatalion.
listen, so they updated my genetic test or DNA test, whatever you call it, the 23andMe thing. They updated it, so I found out I'm like 20% Italian, but I'm also like 20% Scottish. So I think I might go get me one of the nice.
Where you go get Scottish from?
Brother, that's the DNA results, man. I got it right here on my phone. I'm just saying.
Your mama had no Scottish in her.
Yes, she did.
I definitely had.
No,
you African man. You carry these water pails, man. You run water back to your tribe, man.
Okay, that's okay. That's
you run, man. You carry water, man, miles and miles and miles, man, and make sure we are hydrated, man. You do your thing. You're not Scottish, man. You're not eating Scottish foods and breads and cheese.
Listen,
no, man.
Okay. First of all,
you're African, man.
I am African, but specifically, I'm Nigerian. I'm like 30% Nigerian, man. So maybe I need to be. Maybe I was a scammer in my other life or something. Okay,
you go run like do the.
But I'm saying that's kind of the thing. Like the Nigerian scams, they almost got you in the house.
You know, Adam, they want to be the fancy Italian, like a rigatoni and you know what I mean. All these pastas and you know what I mean, white wines and all this stuff like that, bro. You black, you Nigerian, you eat cornbread, mac and cheese, fatback, pinto, llamas. You need to come on back to reality. Come on.
I am. Listen, but
23andMe.
We got rid of that whole 1% bullshit a long time season bull crap a long time ago, man. No, that's from a long time ago, right? We're in a new movement. We are what we are. So I am.
Don't matter what you are. You're a child of the Most High God. That's
amen to that. But I'm 54%.
Can you pull up the Jubilee watermelon so chat?
Yeah, I got you. But I was trying to show you this because you always make it seem like I'm making this up. I was trying to pull up the chart thing real quick. I don't know.
I don't care.
Okay, man. All right.
You got my DNA there. You black. That's all that matters.
You can't
show me 29andMe, 48andMe, 23andMe. I can say it's Corey Pastor Payne and me, black, my daddy, my papa's son. There it is. The
watermelon. There you go.
The longer watermelon is your Jubilee. You got the round one, and that's your Jubilee. Right? And the heart of that Jubilee chat, boy, we used to drop these watermelons on purpose while we were tossing them. So when we were hungry, we didn't have like no regular lunch break, and it busted. We would fight to get these big clobbers down there to grab the heart, snatch the heart out of that Jubilee, and it's amazing. It's amazing watermelon right there.
Here you go. So I'm gonna show you your love real quick. Now I don't want to put all my DNA stuff on the internet, but
hold on now.
No, whoa, not like that. No, I'm saying, look, just to show you. So if you see at the top, hold on, let me see. Right. You see right there, it might be mirrored, but European 54%. But underneath, you see the sub-Saharan. Was it? Yeah.
Well, go over to Europe and see what they call you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 22% Nigerian, 22% Nigerian, but 40% West African. I am African, so I need a daishiki.
I told you.
I need a
because my background, my family is mostly about 89% African.
Nigerian, but you don't even know that. You're just assuming that.
Yeah, man. We watch, man, we carry, that's how, them pails of water, man, from tribe to tribe, making sure folks was hydrated, man. That's why we had great speed and great conditioning and good in track because we ran. It was passed down, generational, conditioning. Yeah, something like that. That sounds good.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, we do know there's a lot of good athleticism from this part.
In our family, there's athletes everywhere, boy. Happy birthday, shout out to young CJ Miller. The 2 checks, y'all give him a shout out. 2 checks' 33rd birthday is today. My oldest son, my first son.
Happy birthday to 2 checks. Hold on.
He's Nigerian too, Adam. Adam probably like, what have I done?
Love it.
And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hey, the good news is, Adam, so even though we are kind of testing it a little bit, being a little funny here, the comedy part, now that Pastor Payne's on here, Adam is a lawyer, so he can defend himself if there's any cancellation going on here, which nothing we said is bad. It's a joke, but Adam is an official lawyer. He can represent you. So if you guys need that, make sure you guys hit Adam up, Lamprella Law, education and advocacy. So much more than just legal representation. Clearly, that's very important. We all know that. But if it's an NIL case, whether it's academic misconduct, you name it, Adam's got you covered. And could be could get in trouble. Let me not make that. It's too soon to make that joke. Never mind. Not going to go there. He's got you covered. We've been talking about legal cases. You can kind of put the 2 and 2 together with that. Plus test taking preparation, you name it, career planning, academic success. They've got you covered at Lamparello Law Education and Advocacy. Adam, welcome in, man. Good Thursday to you.
Thanks so much, Christian. It's great to be here.
Always, man. Now, I enjoy getting you on here. It's cool having our legal representation / ball knower. And now, I mean, Adam's in on the comedy too, man. So I love it, man. Adding Adam to the show has been great. I absolutely love it. Adam, I'm with both you guys, Pastor Payne. You guys see them both here on the panel now. This is the main topic. We'll just dive straight into it. Talk a little bit about it in hour number 1, but I need y'all's thoughts on it. SEC championship game, right? It's in some hot water right now. Not that it did anything wrong and it needs Adam's help. No, but it's just allegedly kind of getting in the way of some of the college football playoff expansion talk. And Greg Byrne did a sit-down exclusive interview with USA Today. And just to fill you guys in, if you haven't seen it yet, this is what Greg Byrne, Alabama's athletic director, had to say. I think the ship has sailed. It's run its course. It's a great event. I don't like the idea of going away from it, but I think it's a reality with an expanded playoff. I think we need to pick a lane. We were headed for 16, but then there seemed to be pressure for 24. So as soon as we get at 24, I guess you could say, well, we better go to 48. At some point, we have to pick a lane. So at this point, it sounds like he's okay with moving on from. I want to be clear because I don't want to sit there and make it seem like he's just trying to get rid of it because he wants to be the villain here. He doesn't, but he feels like it's almost inevitable at this point. Gentlemen, I'll open the floor to Adam first. Your guys' thoughts. Are you okay with moving away from the SEC championship game? Do you think it makes sense? What are y'all's thoughts?
I love tradition, and I love the memories that the SEC championship has given Alabama. I think back to when, Jalen Hurts came in for Tua and beat Georgia. I can go on and on. So I am not good with it. What I have a problem with are the committee members penalizing teams who lose their conference championship game. They have to play an extra game. They have to play an extra game against a very good team. And if they lose, they could either go down in the rankings in the playoff or be out of the playoff altogether. That's the reason that people don't want to be in it. So there should be some rule or some consensus, a rule adopted that says you cannot use the results of a conference championship game against the losing team because they are playing an extra game and it would result in undue prejudice to them and disincentivize teams from participating in the conference championship. Simple, get it done, preserve the championship. But these committee members and the NCAA generally, they are very bureaucratic and very slow. Now, as far as expanding the playoff goes, I am against that too. I think we should contract the playoff because how many times are you going to see a team ranked 11, 12, goes to 16, 13, 14, 15, actually make it to the national championship game? I think it dilutes the appeal of the national championship. I don't want it to be like March Madness, a small form of March Madness where the 1 seed's going against the 16 seed. You know what's going to happen. I think it should be reduced to 8 teams. And I think that the conference champions should be preserved and it should be to 8 teams and be done with it without the conference championship penalizing the loser.
Wow. Well said. Well said.
The direction. That's interesting. So Adam thinks you shrink it back down. Even though I understand it, Adam, I just don't see them ever going backwards, given one of the things he did mention, I don't know if I mentioned when I read it, was basically he mentioned the revenue that would be generated with expansion, which we all know that's the driving force. Yeah. Even though your point, you're 100% right in terms of, teams being penalized for playing in it. That should be the focus here on how fixing the conference championship games, right? That to me is the biggest issue. But of course, like they say, money is the root of all evil, and it finds its way back in the conversation.
Money.
Yep, and they're trying to find a way to make more and more. And granted, there are more expenses, liabilities, whatever you want to deem them, right? You're now compensating players. Right thing to do. I understand that portion. Definitely there's a way to go about it, however. But, yeah, Adam, I like what you're saying. I just unfortunately don't know if I see it happening.
Listen,
Pastor Payne, go ahead.
I agree with most of what the well-respected attorney just alluded to. I respect the majority of what he said, except I don't have a problem with them doing away with the SEC championship game. Because way the system is set up right now, championship games, if you lose, can ruin your season, meaning knock you out of being a contender, and which should be the most important is the playoffs, right? Getting to the playoffs with a chance to be the kingpin of everything. So I don't have a problem with that. Unless you change it and say, if you make it to the championship game and it will have no benefits up or down based on playing in the playoffs, I don't have a problem with it. But if it's going to hurt somebody, or keep them out of the playoffs, get rid of it. It's a waste of time. Just make it another bowl game, right? Make it another Chick-fil-A preseason bowl game like they're doing already. So I don't have a problem with that. I understand the money. I understand the pageantry. I understand all the theatrics that goes along with it. I mean, heck, Christian won 4 of them, got 4 rings. I mean, that's cool when the game mattered. Winning the SEC championship, it used to really matter. It used to carry a lot of weight. But now it's like these games are almost comical, almost laughable, because they just sometimes are irrelevant. And so here's my thing. Add an extra conference game. Campuses will take turns having an extra game on their campus, schools. You're going to make money there. The fans going to enjoy having an extra game. And you rock and roll. And then at the end of the year, as I always say, keep it 12. This other thing I kind of a little bit disagree with Adam. Keep it 12, but here's how you do it. Give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 12. At the end of the 13 games, right, by adding an extra game, give me your top 12. You don't go and let ESPN keep playing games with people's mind every Tuesday, we're going to break in the coverage of a basketball game and we got to reveal and all of this foolishness. This is absolute foolishness. Having Joy Galloway, needing to fix his hairline and graze on him, having up on the set just being stupid. And they're yanking and pulling people this way and that way. Well, this should be 5, this should be 4. Well, Herb Street Judge. Stop all of this mess. Stop all of it. Play 13 games, right? Judge strength of schedule, judge strength of record. You can still use those data points. But at the end of the day, after the season is over, no championship game, give me the top 12 teams. And if you're in that top 12, you have a committee that knows football and understands, vote on it, top 12, then let them go play football for a national championship. I'm with Greg Byrne. That ship sailed, let it go on, let it bye-bye. Alabama has won, 18, 20, whatever SECs. I mean, it's been a beautiful thing. I've been to 4 of them. Every 4 Christian was played in. I was there. I had a great time in the ATL, being at the Marriott Marquis, getting some, doing my thing back in the day when I wasn't so saved and wasn't a pastor. I was cool, getting my cigar, meet downstairs with the boys, drinking a pop, a nice bourbon. I've had all those good times back in the day. But it's gone. Those days over. Give me 13. Give me the best 12. 13 games, the best 12. Let's go play some football. And let's see who can win out of that. That's what they need to do. Put me on the committee. Put me with Nick Saban. He and I will make this thing work because we're going to be real. We're going to keep it real. And we'll have this thing set the right way. Adam will be the attorney for the group. We'll make it happen. Just like that.
It sounds a little bit of a selfish answer. It sounds like you're saying,
because just like I said, Adam, yesterday, we need ninjas.
Hey,
you don't have a ninja spirit.
I'm one of those few people where I get excited about a lawsuit. So
yeah, because that's what and I told Christian that, like when I come on this show, like I'm a very quiet guy. I'm very shy. People may not realize I'm a shy person.
Oh, really?
But when I come on the Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9 via YouTube, it's like the lights come on. It's like in Giant Stadium, Adam, when they hit the switch for the lights. Yep. I can be quiet. I don't talk much. I'm very reserved. But when the lights come on, baby, when I strap things up, when I lace these shoes up, I'm coming to put somebody to sleep. I don't care if you might be my friend. We played against each other in college. You know, we cool. We both from the hood. We both grew up. I don't care about all that. Babies need the Pampers. Christian needs some milk, some Similac. And if you get in the way of me getting Similac and milk, I'm going to have to handle my business 10 toes down. So that's what I'm saying. The lights on now, just like your cases. The lights, when you get a case, let the light bulb shine bright, right? So we atmosphere changes, baby.
You're
atmosphere changes.
You're going to have Adam ready to run through a wall for his
Why we
next
can't hear
client,
you,
man?
Christian? What's wrong with your mic?
Oh, you can't hear me?
The Lord muted you.
I don't know. We got to hit a timeout.
Let me take us a break on the YouTube. We hit a timeout. We come back. Adam Lamparello, Christian Miller, former national champion, SEC champion, South Carolinian, and Nigerian, along with the Pastor Payne. Quick timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
That was a great speech. Hilarious.
Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down? Hey,
So everybody else could hear me. Adam, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so he can't hear me, which I figured that might be the case. All right, but that was perfect though. Good audible though. Let him close it out.
I'll reset.
Okay, you reset. Hey, we got a super chat to get to real quick. I want to make sure we get these. I can't forget those real quick. I know I missed one. We got a super chat from our guy Smitty. Smitty, thank you so much, man. He says, I agree with Pastor Corey. Fans and the media wanted Bama out of the college football playoff after the Georgia blowout loss in favor of teams who were watching from home. Hey, here, I'll say this. Just because I'm saying, like, I don't want to get rid of the conference championship games, I'm not saying we don't need to fix the system in terms of how we're assessing teams that are, in fact, playing in the games versus the ones that are at home. Texas A&M, they lose to Texas. They don't make it to the SEC championship game. They're sitting at home. They get a nice seeding in the college football playoffs. Alabama goes to play Georgia, gets beat pretty rough, right? I mean, the score didn't necessarily show it, but it won a great showing, and it could have affected their bidding, right? Luckily, it didn't. The committee did not penalize Alabama, but there was a lot of conversation. Hell, that's sparked the whole thing with Damian, and now there's a big breakup between, I'm not going to say like that. Damian's my guy. He ain't got issues with Alabama, but the fan base is a little mad at him. Hopefully it blows over. That said, things need to be fixed. I'm with that, but I'm probably biased. I did it earlier. I'll do it again. We got new people watching and listening, and he was talking about those. I got them ordered now. The bottom row are the SEC championship rings. Oh, yeah. I mean, wow. Sorry, Adam. Yeah, I mean, so unfortunately, Adam, these aren't being auctioned. I apologize, but you can always.
I wouldn't auction them to anyone.
No, I wouldn't do that. But you're always.
You won't even let me wear one.
Well, I don't think they fit your fingers. You got them big old meaty watermelon Jubilee hands. I got big hands, but not that big. So
I have Italian fingers. They're shorter and thicker.
I wore one time. I like to wear them on my pinky because you know when I'm talking to people, you had a thing like that.
Pinky ring. That's so.
Hey, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Oh my God. Did you want to respond to Smitty was agreeing with you, by the way. He said fans and media wanted Bama out after they lost to Georgia, while the other teams were at home watching. So I mean,
if they never played that game, I think the national perception of Alabama would have been much different. But they went against Georgia. They looked bad, right? They struggled against Auburn, and then you go play Georgia where you feel like they got out physical. Now you give these people that wear suits to sit up on the stage and start saying all this negative things about your Nah, I mean, if you ended up, if they just ended with Auburn, it'd have been let it go. Now let's go play football. Give them some time off to recover, rest, heal up.
Sure.
Then you get to the playoffs.
But question, why can't we find a way to say, hey, let's have our mind made up on the seedings before maybe, which I know that the timing of it can be a little off. And I forgot because me and Gray Robertson, who we co-host the official post-game show on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, we talked about this whole deal, like maybe having the official playoff rankings done before the conference championship games, or at least to say, hey, they're set. Whoever plays in these games will not.
No, I don't do that. Why would you do that? Because now it's meaningful. It's not meaningful, excuse me. And guys are not going to want to go play. A chance of getting guys hurt. If you already did the playoffs and got that set, I mean, for me, I don't want to go play in that game because I want to get ready to play. I'm a coach. I don't want to play my best players in that game. If I'm already in the playoffs, why would I go play in the championship game?
I mean, because you could have some hardware for the rest of your life.
Man, nobody care about that.
See, that's the problem. Is people don't care about the things that should matter. All people care about is money. To hell with all the money. Like, all of this money, this, money, that, man. Yeah. Like, I'm tired of that. Like,
no, they care about the real hardware. They want to give themselves a chance to win the rings that you had on top, the national championship rings. It has more weight than the SEC championship.
We did both. But hold on.
They used to, but right now they got a Sharman Tischer ring.
And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're joined by our official legal representation here on the show, Mr. Adam Lamparello of Lamparello Law. Make sure you guys check them out, 201-317-5115, 201-317-5115, or email Adam at adam@lamparello-law for all your needs, not just legal representation, which is really important. And not only that, it's at a very affordable price. We all know Pastor Payne was crying about those gas prices yesterday. And
how did y'all listen to your president speech last night? I didn't.
Let's come on. Let's not go there.
I mean, I wanted to. I got to go. I'm on empty right now.
First of all, it's hours.
Escalade. I got to get some gas out of my. Did it go down a few cents, a quarter? I mean,
just when you started getting some fans, you better. Yeah, I did too. I mean, listen, because it's our president, you better lose a lot of fans.
He's my president too.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, it's our president.
I don't care who he is. I want the president to get the gas pump president. I don't care what's his name. I'm calling Mr. Can we get some little? Can you pull like Jesus? Jesus speaks to things. He says, "Speak those things as be not, as though they were. Speak to the mountain. Tell that mountain to move." So maybe what I'll do as a man of the cloth, a prophet, pastor, go to the gas pump and start speaking to him. In the name of Jesus, ex-son, in the name of Jesus, Marathon Gas, I speak to these numbers on here. Go down to $2 for super, $1.48 for regular, and 99 cents for whatever else, water.
And that sounds amazing until you realize you're going to have to actually speak to the Iranians that are blocking the Strait of Hormuz, which is why the gas prices have gone up, right? It's a little bit of a more conflict than just the gas stations. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Hey, real quick, Adam, if you don't mind, we want to take a quick call from Digger. He said he wants to be brief to jump in the conversation real quick, get in and out. He had something he wanted to drop on us real quick. So Digger, man, go ahead and fill us in. What you got for us?
It is time to get rid of the championship game. It's flawed.
Oh, come on, Digger.
Time out. Listen, I know you've been to 4 of them and you won it, and that's your little trophy case right there personally. Okay, but look at it. Go look at the standings. At the end of the season, you had 4 teams with 7-1 losses. The only reason why you got in was on a tiebreaker. Play it out. Get the top 4 teams. Play it out. By the way, add the team to 16. There it is, right there. Right there. Okay. Adam, where are you, buddy?
He's right
here.
What team
lost the conference What team lost the conference championship and did not get in the playoff? Run that by me because I don't remember one. Okay? Whoever played in the championship game got in. Okay, the problem I'm having is when you play a tough schedule like Ohio State in week 1 and you get hammered for it and you don't go by strength of schedule, there's a problem. Okay? 16 teams, 4 teams in each conference, play it out for the championship, and you got a true champion. A mano. Okay, we don't have somebody like Miami not going in the championship game and end up in the title game. Am I right?
Digger, you're just listening. You're also an attorney. He's an attorney too, and he gets on here and whines in his closing arguments, cries and whines. All you want to say, Texas have played down for a chance. They can't win one, and when they really needed to help them, they just found a way to lose it. They can't win in SEC.
Corey, what have I said that's not true? Go back and listen to what I said. What have I said that is not true?
It's actually
that's my argument. I want to hear Adam's take. I got to go.
All right. Thank you, Digger.
Bye, Digger.
Appreciate that. To be fair, he said a couple things. I mean, he did mention the team.
He's right. He's right on everything. Yeah, let the lawyer respond. Go ahead,
yeah,
Adam.
absolutely. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, I think he makes very good points. With regard to the conference championship game, even though all the teams have gotten in the playoffs, they've still had to play an extra game and risk injury and and everything else. And there's a disadvantage to that. The other thing that's a real problem that people rarely talk about, why is James Madison and Tulane going to the college football playoff? I mean, my blood pressure was normal until they started with this stuff, and it drives me crazy. I don't care if Alabama's 0-12. They get in over James Madison and Tulane. You don't have a true playoff if you don't have the 12 best teams. That's got to go.
Listen, that boiling you up. Listen, we got Christian's teammate in college, high school, who ended up at Indiana, played running back for us. It's here at South Carolina, Spring Valley. It was on the Indiana team. Great. Listen, those are great little programs, right? They cool.
Wait, no. You misspoke. He's coaching at Indiana.
He's coaching. I say he played at James Madison.
I think he said so. Yeah, he played.
If I did, I'm sorry if I misspoke. But my point. But I didn't misspeak about this. Tulane and James Madison. Listen, let them have their own playoff for their group of fives, and that level. They mess it up for everybody because we feel bad because we live in a world that everybody's got to get a daggum trophy and for participating in this, that, and the third. They don't. I know they're a good team, and they might have played some games that were close to SEC opponents or Big Ten opponents. They should not be. They're not going to win. This is not the NCAA basketball tournament where Butler and you get some of these Cinderella teams. It doesn't happen in football. It doesn't, because size, speed, and strength are too important. Maybe during the season, you get an Appalachian State beating a Michigan or Citadel beating a South Carolina. These things happen at a very small percentage, but it's not going to happen in the playoffs. And Adam is exactly right. They shouldn't be in there. Give me the best group of five. I mean, Tulane and James Madison, JMU, give me a break. Stop thinking these teams need to get a trophy for participating in the big dance. Nah, go let them do their own thing. That's why I think that's got to be separate. That's probably, to me, the biggest issue with the playoffs, that you have to cater to the little guys. No, they're little guys because 99% of them need to play little football, right? They're shorter, they're slower, they're not as strong, but that's okay. You can still get a scholarship. Nothing wrong with those leagues, but stay in those leagues. Don't get up here with grown men football. We don't want you up here. Stay down here.
Well, to be fair, when I got to the NFL, I realized half the locker room did consist of players that came from a lot of those schools. So I will say,
yeah, but that's one. That's one from here, one from there. It looks like a lot.
I agree with what you're saying, that in terms of, you're talking about those programs, probably not. They should not be matched up with the likes of Ole Miss, Alabama. We saw it, first round.
Mean probably? They shouldn't. Emphatically, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. And I've been one to say, maybe, in basketball, you got the NIT. Maybe you bring that over to football and you have a tournament.
Just have a group of 5 national champions.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And a Power 5 national champion, right?
Isn't that what JMU was doing? Because I remember you mentioned my teammate. Shout out to John Miller. He's now the running backs coach with Indiana. Served as the running backs coach last year with that undefeated team. When he was in college, when I was in college, we're the same age, I remember JMU won several national championships. So there is a smaller – right. So whatever they did there, maybe take it.
But they weren't group of 5 when they won that, I don't think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So maybe they need to either take some of these teams that have emerged out of that and bring them back down to it, or maybe create something. I'm just saying, I agree with you on that. But to be fair, shout out to the guys that did go there, because I don't want to be like, oh, I played at Alabama, but you played at a small school.
I am. I'm gonna be that.
But I'm saying I can't. You're saying based on the program. I'm saying player wise, though, I played with a lot of guys in the NFL. I saw a lot of players that came from a lot of small schools and were damn good NFL players, and really outplayed a lot of guys that played in the conference because they had a great
listen. But those guys, here's the thing with what you said.
They're outliers. I get it.
Those guys have a chance to transfer if they're good enough. Like I think Alabama got somebody from, I don't know,
they got a cornerback. They got a cornerback
that I never heard of. Every Ferry State, we got a guy from Ferry State. What the heck is Ferry State? I mean, it's like, and I'm going to question the coach. That guy from Ferry State better be able to play. If you waste some NIL dollars on somebody from Ferry State, he better be a head all the way.
From Cal Poly. So did the
I mean,
Senators guy.
but there's guys, North Dakota State. I think the chat mentioned that. Jake mentioned that's right. I mean, these are good, smaller, lower level programs. Nothing wrong with that. It's like Eric Kimry at Hammond School. Here's a private school, Skeeza. He won 10 state titles. But you put them in 5-3, 4-5A football, they'll win 3 games, right? It's just a difference, right, Adam?
Yeah, and look, if it were up to me, the JMUs of the world, they're good programs at Tulane's, but if they're undefeated, I would give them probably a free lunch at McDonald's. I would never allow them.
Not even Christian chicken.
I would
not
never
even Christian.
They get to choose the restaurant, but when we talk about smaller schools and teams, and Christian is probably going to throw me off the show for saying this.
No,
the Citadel, and I'll tell you the Citadel,
guys.
But there's a good explanation for this. I won $100 on that game. I bet my best friend the score would be tied after the first half because the Citadel runs this crazy offense out of nowhere, and then Alabama would come back and crush them in the second half, and they did that. And it showed ultimately that they had no business being on the field with them. So sorry, Christian, but it's a happy ending.
Well, Adam, if it makes you feel better, I lost to the Citadel at South Carolina my senior year.
There's something in the water down at the Citadel. Now, they are some type of cadet school. So, listen, I respect greatly our military and service men and women. But for that school, I'm not gonna lie. They get on my nerves, man. I don't like that school. I hate to say it like that. The school is fine. The football team, man. Golly, Adam, you bet that they would be tied at halftime?
Yep. My best friend told me I was crazy. I'm like, no, the Citadel runs some crazy triple option. They're going to pull out all this weird stuff that we've never seen. And then in the second half, we're probably going to score 50 points. And it's going to happen that way.
Yeah. Well, I guess you had some great foresight there. But, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. That game, you're right. That wing tee, we weren't looking forward to it. The whole week of practice, we were doing it, man. We were just so over it. Like, what is this? I went. My offense in high school ran that, so I was familiar with it. But the way they do it, they're just biting ankles. I had a running back literally tackle me in the game. I'm like, this is the craziest crap I've ever played against.
It's kind of like a Division I baseball team facing a pitcher who throws 70 miles an hour. They never see it. So for a few innings, they're going to struggle. Then they're going to score 20 runs.
Man, that's a good point. That's a great example. Hey, we got to hit a quick timeout. We come back. We keep the conversation going. 205-342-9904. It's the number if you guys want to jump in on the conversation. Kind of like Digger, man. Kind of just jump in, add your thoughts. We can respond a little bit. But first, we'll hit this timeout. We come back. We keep on rolling right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down your property's appeal? Hey, I'm Christian Miller, and at Asphalt Rest.
Oh, man. Digger's funny. We got to confirm if he's actually an attorney, though. He said something like that one time, but I'm not 1,000% certain. I still got to figure out, man. So I don't know if you have the backstory, Adam, but Digger is a Texas fan, like big time Texas fan, which we play them in softball. I want to say it's number 1 versus number 4. Our softball teams are matched up this weekend. But he lives in Louisiana, big Texas fan, but he can't stay away from Tide 100.9 and the Miller's Edge. And so I don't know, man. Part of me thinks he's got something's going on, man. Something's going on. I'm not buying it, man. I think he's an undercover Alabama fan. Maybe an Auburn fan. I don't know. I just don't know how a Texas fan finds his way over here so frequently. Now, I'm not saying it's like a once every now. This is like Digger's a consistent listener. Now I know we got some great content and great heat. I understand it, but
he's a closet Alabama fan.
He might be. I'm starting to get that vibe. Jackson, what's up, man? Check out Adam
Lamparello on talking Rutgers.
Oh yeah, I do. I'm a New Jersey native, so I co-host a show for Rutgers football, one of the least winning teams of college football.
No, hold on now.
I didn't know that.
Rutgers had a pretty good program for a minute with what's the coach?
Greg Schiano.
Yeah, Greg Schiano.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a huge Rutgers fan, but I'm coming from New Jersey, And
they ain't got nothing else up there. I mean, listen, when I almost a decade up there, man, and college football is like extinct. I mean, you got Rutgers way down south. Other than that, then you got, Ivy League school. I remember I went to a game at Columbia with my trainer, Ronnie Barnes, and man, it was cool because we were like, man, we could do anything we wanted to do. You have long lines. It was nice. You know what I mean? You could stretch out. You had nobody up in your armpits, man, sitting next to them. I mean, it was fun. I mean, the football was, competitive, but it was kind of like, JV football, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
One thing about New Jersey, Corey, since you were there for almost a decade, isn't it true that New Jersey has some of the most beautiful women in the country? Totally underrated.
Oh. Let me indulge you.
Oh God! Don't get in trouble, fellas. Don't get in trouble.
No, I'm in no trouble. I mean, he's right. I mean, but they're different, right? I mean, I guess when I was there, Adam, they had, we had this saying Jersey hair. Like these girls had this puffy Jersey curly, poofed out, and like I guess they call it having blowouts or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were beautiful. But it was hard for me being a Southern guy back in the day, and then you meet some girls from Jersey, and you listen to them talk, and they be talking all fast, and their dialect was a lot different, and you had to get used to that. But yeah, man, now a lot of them go to school here at the University of South Carolina.
Yeah.
And yeah, beautiful young. I mean, beautiful.
And real. They tell like it is.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not used to that, you're going to have a problem with
them. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC, man. This is I love how each week, man, it just gets more and more organic, man. Very authentic. But that's what radio should be. Yeah. Authentic and organic to a degree. Yeah. And you get the people, like people are sitting at home or they're driving, taking their lunch break, they're tired. They want to be, you got to have some entertainment in there. That's why, these shows, these podcasts, people love them because you can be real. You're not controlled by, certain things on certain stations or whatnot. But when you're on, especially YouTube, man, you can be free, man. You can be free to talk about stuff. And, you know what I mean? It's good. And we try to give them good stuff, right? Foundational football 101 and also in-depth stuff. But at the same time, I always, my whole thing was have fun, man. I think about the guy when I was on the afternoon drive, people driving home from work, they're tired, man. They don't want to be bored by hearing another press conference. They can hear these things they want to hear me. They want to hear, I want to entertain as well as give them some solid foundational stuff with football and sports in general. So that's what we're becoming. Oh yeah, 100%.
And now you got Adam. We're gonna give some liquor. Some of them probably got pulled over like Tiger Woods, or arguing with the girlfriend. Now Adam can help them. You know what I mean?
Later this afternoon, I have a call with one of my clients because we have to go to court on Monday. And I told her yesterday, I'm like, aren't you excited for court on Monday? She's like, no, I'm not excited. Are you crazy? Like, I could go to jail. I'm like, well, I didn't mean it that way. I'm like, but don't worry. It's going to be fun.
I got you. I know what to say. I'm going to get you up out of this ticket.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Well, knock on wood. That would be kind of quite the process there. Let's do this. So I know we got Pat on the phone lines real quick. We'll kind of do what we did with Digger, if you guys don't mind. Let him just jump on, kind of offer some thoughts, and we can respond to it.
What's the weather looking like in Tuscaloosa? Is it cloudy there today?
It's a beautiful day. It's probably pushing 80, I would say here. Sunny.
Well, if it's cloudy outside, Pat's getting ready to make it even more sunnier. Oh, because he pumps the sunshine, Pat. Holler at your boy.
We'll see what he has to say. 205-342-9904. We got Pat up next. Pat, welcome in.
Hey, Reverend, if you could please say a prayer. I've been praying that my baby gets back to me. I've been missing my little fur baby that I've got a $200 reward out all around Tuscaloosa. I've got colored signs up all over the place now, and he's been missing since Saturday, but we did get a report that he was picked up by somebody that's holding him. I'm hoping that being putting this $200 reward out that I get him back. I mean, somebody that'll take a reward for returning somebody's dog, they don't show a lot of character, Reverend. But, but that's just but I want my dog back, and I'll be glad to pay him the reward. And,
Yeah, what kind of dog is it, Pat? What type of dog?
He's a little small Havanese. He's cream colored, and but he only weighs 15 pounds, but he's blind, and he came here, so it was easy for him to pick him up to sneak up on him, and but he's the only way he got away from my grandkids. He slipped out of his harness. He just got a brand new groom, and his hair was used to be he was full of hair all over, and then now he's not. And anyway, he slipped out of his harness, and ain't either here nor there. But hey, what are y'all looking to see in this scrimmage tomorrow? Do y'all think we're actually gonna see any separation in these two quarterbacks? Because I'm hearing that these quarterbacks are absolutely neck and neck. That there's really not any separation per se, other than the youngest one is really having ooh-ah moment.
That's a really good question. I guess maybe I should tread lightly. We have a guy who's like obsessed with commenting on anything we post that says anything about the quarterback, saying, "Oh, you guys want Keelan Russell. Everybody wants Keelan." It's the weirdest. Every video, this guy won't stop popping up. I thought we hit his response anyway. I'm just going to speak on what's actually going on. You got both guys performing really well. A lot of good things out of both guys. Now they definitely need to, keep making progress. I wouldn't say anybody's where they need to be just yet. It's still early on in spring, but I think it just narrows down to kind of what you've been hearing, Pat, where you got a guy in Austin Mack who's going on year 4 in this system. He looks like it, right? He's got a little bit more command. He's got a little bit more control, a few less mistakes that he's probably making versus the young freshman Keelan Russell, who literally what's been seen is what we've been talking about. A young guy who's got a little bit higher ceiling, a little bit more potential, is going to make some of those more flash plays and those wow type throws and moments. And it's just a matter of kind of how these guys continue to progress. And I just think it's still too hard to really decipher, who's pulling away. You asked, do I think we'll see that tomorrow in the scrimmage? In my opinion, I think this is a quarterback battle that's going to go all the way into fall camp. If not the first couple games, you might still be trying to figure out what direction you really want to go. That's just my take on it. I'm excited to see them in action again tomorrow. But even if one guy has a phenomenal day and the other guy struggles some, I would not say, oh, that means this guy's taking off with the job at all. I think there's so much time in between. And I think you could see basically almost like a restart to the battle when it comes fall camp, because there's going to be a lot of progress over the summer period, because you still can do 7-on-7 during, the summer. They'll be out there working with their receivers. They'll be, fine-tuning mechanics, getting stronger, being the way, all that good stuff. So fall camp, I feel like you almost got to hit the reset button and kind of see where everybody's at that point. So I think this is something that's way out, Pat, that nobody's going to have a true definitive answer by the time spring ball concludes. Adam, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I think that Keelan Russell is too good of a quarterback for there to be any meaningful separation between the two. I think it's going to be close throughout. And I think the coaches are probably going to go with the safer choice, meaning the choice that doesn't turn the ball over. Mm-hmm. And because those are really important things that can make the difference in a game. It seems to me like Austin Mack is in a similar situation that Ty Simpson was in last year. Ty Simpson was great at not turning the ball over. So if there's really if it's really close competition-wise, I think that might be what changes it. But there is no stopping Keelan Russell. If it's not this year, he's just going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
One quick thing. There's a tremendous investment in Keelan Russell. Y'all think about that? A tremendous investment. And I ain't so worried about this year. I'm worried about next year, having him ready for next year. And I mean, it'd be great to get to the playoffs, but good Lord, with this schedule, winning, and I think 9 games would get us in there, but I mean, it might not. I mean, because I think LSU's gonna win there. Oh, shoot, Ole Miss might win that. Come on. What do y'all think?
A lot of teams. You're right, Pat. We appreciate it. We're going to hit this time out, but definitely praying for you in your situation to hopefully you can find your dog and get him back. Yes, sir.
I sure hope
Praying
so.
for you, Pat.
Anyway,
We're
but
praying
you
that-
tell you
that-
dead anywhere. Yeah. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate you. Y'all have a blessed day.
Bless
Yes,
you,
sir.
brother.
You too. Good deal. All right, we're going to hit a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. We got Jax on the phone lines. We'll let Adam drop some knowledge on us before we let him back to his job. Like he said, he got to prep for a case. Not necessarily, well, yeah, a case, but for court on Monday, man. So we'll let him get to that after we finish up one more segment here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Unless, Adam, you're not in a rush, right? You have like 10 more minutes?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I always forget to ask you your time thing. If you ever have to go, please just I promise
It's
you're
all
fine.
good. This is fun, and I'm just happy to be here.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate you, man. I just always want to make sure. Oh crap, we got a super chat. Arthur, I'm sorry, man. Let me catch back up on this. I'm so sorry, man. Thank you so much for the super chat again. We appreciate all y'all's support. And as you guys can see, I told you, man, all support goes right into the show to make everything better as much as we can. And so we appreciate all the support you guys give us, man, whether it's from super chats, liking, sharing, subscribing. That definitely helps out. Whatever you guys are able to do, we appreciate it, man. And it's all for you to get better equipment, set up, all that good stuff. But Arthur says championship games, neutral game sites, and bowl games are going away. Teams not making the college football playoff, they will be invited to a college basketball crown-style tournament for football. I mean, Coach Saban warned everybody about bowl games going away when we implemented the college football playoff system. One of the first things he said is it's going to take away from the attention of the college football, of the bowl game system, and he was 100% right. I'll be completely honest with you. I hardly watch other bowl games unless it consists of a team that I wanted to see, you know what I mean? Or like a good matchup I might tune in, but like majority of them, I'm not really paying much attention to. I'm focused on the college football playoffs. But the neutral game sites, like those early games, I wouldn't. Well, he's saying going away. Well, yes, I think teams are moving away from 100%. The interest in them are still there, but what good is the interest if the teams aren't going to play in them, if they're turning them down? And then we just talked about the championship games. It's unfortunate, but I do understand everything Adam and the pastor of Payne are saying. But crown-style football bracket, it's kind of interesting. I don't really know. So crown-style tournament, maybe I'm dumb right here. I'm not going to lie to you. Pastor Payne, Reed, I know Reed mentioned you thought it was a good idea. Reed, you want to chime in real quick? Kind of what that might look like? I know Reed's behind the glass. I don't know if he wants to. Can you unmute? Oh, wait, he's muted.
That's Lamparello Law.
Oh, there's Adam's
Our home base in Birmingham, Alabama. We are here treating patients for every generation.
When we come back from a break, real quick. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you guys in the chat know a little bit more about
championship game, neutral game.
I don't know what that means.
The crown style.
Yeah.
I'm not 1,000% sure. Maybe I'm just not hip on everything.
Wait till you turn 50.
I don't know.
Adam said, not Adam, sorry. Reed said he can break it down. We're going to be quick. Reed, if you can, we'll have to be quick. Golly. Because I'm going to try to squeeze Jackson on the phone lines, and I want to make sure we give Adam the floor to hit on anything you might want to hit on before we let him run.
No, I did like the speed. I just didn't.
Are you back at your new cigar shop?
Yeah.
Speaking of running, I ran yesterday. I did a workout. I ran a 4.5 yesterday. It was only 20 yards, though, but it was 20 yards.
Okay, you got me for a second.
4.57, 20 yards. I was humiliated.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, listen.
That's about 9-2-40.
Arthur, thank you so much again for the super chat. Smitty, also, thank you so much for y'all super chats, man. Seriously, thank you guys so much. Listen, it's all about the initiative, though. You're getting out there. You know what I mean?
Imagine if I introduced myself to somebody in the Alabama football program. Hi, I'm Adam. I run a 9.240 and a 14-inch vertical.
They probably offer you a spot on the compliance committee since you are an attorney. I mean, I don't think they necessarily need you on the field with those numbers. Unfortunately,
you're the worst athlete we've ever heard of. I'd be like, well, everybody has a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. Maybe I could be in there for that.
But listen, don't underestimate the power of compliance, man. I mean, those people are the ones that kind of run the ship. So maybe that's the
in the App Store and Google Play, and take the Crimson Tide everywhere you go.
Cool. Nice.
And welcome back in real quick to this final segment here on this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. All right, we're going to go to the phone lines here in 2 seconds. But first, I know we had a super chat from Arthur over on YouTube, and he had mentioned maybe a crown-style tournament, but for football. Reed, you want to give us a quick little breakdown on what that could potentially look like?
Yeah, so guys, pretty much the crown is happening right now for college basketball, and it's 8 teams that did not make the March Madness actual tournament. So like the Oklahoma, a Colorado, and pretty much the winner ends up getting $500,000 in NIL. And I believe like the runner-up gets like $300,000. So it's pretty much like it's a added bonus for instead of like competing. This is separate from the NIT as well. Like this is something completely different. I watched the games last night. It was pretty great. So I think it's just another reason to help, I guess, reward those teams that might have missed.
Okay, so and thank you very much for that, Reed. Listen, I'm not opposed to something like that. Now, you got a lot more players on a football team than a basketball team, so the payout might have to grow here, but I'm not mad at it. I mean, would people really pay attention to it, though, if they're already moving away from bowl games? I don't know. If it was held maybe after the season, which that's not going to happen, that would get some eyes on it. But if it's happening while you're in the middle of the playoffs and stuff like that, I don't see that drawing much attention. You guys want to chime in real quick before we go to the phone lines? No? Good? All right, fair enough. All right, let's do this. 205-342-9904. We got Jackson real quick on the phone lines. Jackson, welcome in.
How you doing today, good buddy? It's awesome calling on the Miller's Edge for the first time ever.
Man, welcome in, man. Hey, glad to have you on here. Jackson, what's up, man? How's everything going?
Oh, it's going all right. I'm just waiting it out for 156 days to come out, and it's the 2026 Alabama Crimson Tide season. And I was just really thinking about a lot today, especially with what I saw with Greg Birds talking about, the ship is sailed with the SEC title game. And I'm kind of like, you know what? I kind of agree with that, honestly, because we're not in the era where we want to be in, from like the 90s to the 2010s. We're in the 12-team CFP playoff, and eventually it feels like we're going to get the 16 or, more teams, And I thought about this idea from my friend Matt Zimick, who works at College Wire at USC Trojans Wire and at the Boys College Football USC channel. And he wrote this article about an idea for, instead of the conference title games, why not have like a little CFP playoff elimination game, something like that, or like a 11 versus 14, or like say, Alabama plays Notre Dame for a playoff spot, or like say Vanderbilt versus Miami, for last season, because I mean that way it's kind of like, because and I know I said like last year, the SEC Big Ten, and I've said for the last few years, like if you're in the conference title game for the SEC Big Ten, you're in the playoffs. You can't say the same if you're the ACC or Big 12, but I think that's where it's at this point with the CFP, and I do eventually think we're going to be expanding the season to, like, say, starting it in mid-August, and then it's like, we get rid of conference tie games to the point where it's like we have the playoffs start on the first week of December or the second week of December, but make sure the Army-Navy game stays by itself. But what do you think, Christian?
Yeah, listen, personally, I'm probably biased, but I just think there has to be some way you can maybe save the SEC championship game or conference championship games. I mean, I see it in basketball. You have March Madness, but you still have the SEC basketball tournaments going on. I just feel like there has to be another solution. But I also understand from Greg Burns' perspective that, yes, at this point, if we are running the risk, which technically we haven't really been penalized just yet for playing in the conference championship game, to Digger's point, but it feels like we are approaching that. Even though it didn't happen last year, how do we know it's not ever going to catch up to us? So I understand the logic from Greg Byrne and my dad and Adam also offering their comments. So I get that argument. I understand a lot of people are okay with that. Would I be fine if they eventually did get rid of the SEC championship game? I'm not one of these people that get butthurt and just cry about everything that doesn't go my way. I just learn to adjust and adapt. That's how life works. Nothing's perfect. But I personally would like to cherish that because I just know the significance of it. There's a reason all those, accolades are plastered all over the place in Mount Moore, right? It's not just about national championships for Alabama. There's pride in being SEC champions. And I just want to hold on to that and relish that because that is what, to me, attracts me to college athletics. It separates college athletics. When you get to a point where it's just regular season and going straight into an emphasis on the postseason, I might as well watch the NFL. What's the difference for me?
Well, because it is basically the NFL right now. I mean, take away amateurism, you're getting paid. So it is trending to be a professional sport. So but go back to what the caller said about you. I mean, you said this about basketball. Well, they have the tournaments, but there's one thing different. If you win your basketball conference tournament, you get an automatic bid into the big tournament. So if you're going to do that and have some kind of stipulation where if you win, then that's like a data point to get into a championship game. Then now you're going to have more teams, and now you're going to be 24, like Greg said. Now you're going to have 30. It's going to be ridiculous. So I'm totally fine with not how. I understand the appreciation you have and what it meant to you. You've been a part of it. You won them. There's plenty of trophies there in the building, but if it's talking about the way the system is now, it just makes no sense to keep having championship games.
You're right. Real quick, I'm going to let Adam finish. But, Jackson, we got to get out of here. We're running late. And thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you being the first-time caller.
Thank you for having me on. And tell your friends, family, and the Cashers and Post about the magic that Alabama Crimson Tide great Christian Miller brings on the Miller's Edge Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time on Tide 100.9.
I love it.
WTBC.
I didn't plan that, guys. I didn't plan that, by the way, guys. That was all.
That was pretty good, though.
So Adam, thank you so much. Before we get out of here, please tell everybody what you got for us before we wrap things up.
Well, as far as football goes, on the offensive side for Alabama, what I would love to see this year is an offense that puts together sustained 11, 12 play drives and really eats up that time of possession. I'm not a huge fan of, purely explosive offenses because it really leaves the defense out there too long. And I would love to see Alabama become a balanced attack that really can take the ball down the field, kind of like Indiana did this year. On the defensive side, pressure the quarterback. Pressure the quarterback. With our secondary, we're going to be formidable. So I think it's going to be a really exciting year. I think Alabama has the ability to win every single game on their schedule. I think they'll end up 9-3 playoff. So it's going to be a great year, and the future is bright for the Crimson Tide. And as always, guys, thanks for having me on. Always thrilled to be here, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Adam. We appreciate you. That'll do it for us today. Real quick, I'm going to close out on radio. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We'll be back tomorrow right here, same place, same time on the Miller's Edge.
Take care. Thank you.
Sports Daily.
Oh, I feel bad. I didn't mean to rush Adam off. I was telling him to just let me close out real quick. Sorry about that, Reed. I know that was a little bit last second. I was trying to let everybody close out. Wyatt, I apologize. Tell Wyatt I apologize. Dang, I feel bad. I didn't mean to rush Adam out. I was trying to tell Adam that he could hang on real quick. Let me text him and tell him I feel bad. We're running into the next show. Some dude quote tweeted and said, keep in mind, these people haven't even seen any scrimmages or nothing. Alabama barely puts anything out. I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been up there a whole bunch of spring because I haven't, but people just love it. Like, they just could take stuff so, like, You don't have to necessarily go see something to sit there and say, hey, very reliable sources have stated this. I mean, that's how you think all these people like these national guys that talk, you think they just go sit there and watch all these practices? Like, no. I mean, I actually do go up to these things, but people are interested. How would you stop the tush push? Fromm says, man, get as many big bodies in the middle, and you gotta get off the football, man. You got to get off the football. Guys up front just have to try to drive the best they can, but you're just at a disadvantage, man. You got those other guys pushing those, offensive linemen from behind. And I'll be honest with you, it's more than likely you're not really going to stop it. But I mean, the defensive line had to fire off the football. They got to play low. They got to get that initial knockback, and you got to have those linebackers kind of almost match what those tight ends or running backs are doing with the whole push. I mean, linebackers and safeties, those guys pretty much kind of mimic that on the other side of the football, and you just hope for the best. But normally when it's in a situation where there's such a small amount needed to gain, I mean, it's really tough. I'll be honest with you, man. You just got to have grit, get off, and get as much push yourself on the other side. That's pretty much it. It's almost like a scrum, It's hard to really, say there's some special technique other than really just firing out low, trying to beat those guys off the snap, which is tough because you're already at a disadvantage. They're the ones doing the cadence. So let's see. Only thing we can say about Austin Mack is he doesn't turn the ball over. Are we sure he's the guy? Oh, you said if that is. People get so like that guy making that comment. He was it was on a video talking about the quarterbacks. I don't know why people take the quarterback battle so to heart, man. It's interesting. It's almost, you would think it was like people related to the guys. I don't know, man. People take the quarterback battle personally. Chill out. No, not even. Not even the slightest. No, I just no, I felt bad. I didn't want him to think we were rushing him off because it wasn't that. It's like the stream. I can keep going on the stream, but on radio, we got the next show coming up, Wyatt's show, and I feel bad, running late into that. But I also don't want to cut people off while they're in the middle of talking. So I try to do a little bit of both. Let's see. Any other questions before we get out of here today? Trying to see if I missed anything. I know y'all are dropping a bunch of stuff probably while we were talking that I might have missed. Let's see. Seeing if I missed any questions real quick.
Yeah, something like that.
Alabama did play against Georgia. You can't just overlook the game because other teams didn't make it. Championship team should be able to beat anybody. I mean, that's a point. I mean, listen, I know we were messing with Digger, but he wasn't wrong. I mean, to my knowledge, I don't think anybody that's played in a conference championship game has necessarily been punished yet.
No.
It's always a conversation, but
no, he's right about that. But it's always talking points that drives people nuts. Will college football ban the tush push? That's a great question. No, they won't.
Our son from Tennessee. Oh yeah. Is he a ball? You remember the ball or what? Oh, did she have a baby from a basketball player? Yeah, but now she would have. Oh, is he?
All right. Yeah, I think that's probably gonna do it for us today. I'm gonna get out here and get some lunch.
That's great, man.
All right.
That said, tomorrow we got a free-for-all Friday. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I don't think anything's. I mean, scrimmage for sure. We'll talk a lot about scrimmage tomorrow. It's at 2 though, so I forgot to tell you. I don't need you to kick things off because it's after the show, which is good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just regular show. Then afterwards, I'm gonna head up there and watch. So for this guy that tweeted us and said, keep in mind these people haven't seen or don't see practice and stuff. I guess he's not really familiar with me or our work. But so yeah, so I'll be up there, which is good. UFL banned the tush push. Yeah, I was hearing them say that. We'll see. Kind of the NFL, they kept it, so I don't think there'll be anything there. But I know normally the NFL kind of likes to use some of their rule changes to kind of like monitor or maybe kind of see how they go. But yeah, we'll look forward to doing it again tomorrow. Again, everything will be the same. Scrimmages afterwards, so we'll spend the show just talking about expectations, and then Monday, I guess we'll be able to offer some nuggets and stuff. But again, I want to preface and just say, just like last year, like the way I do it, guys, like when I go up there, I don't come back with like a practice report and this guy did this, he threw for this, he was. I don't do that just out of respect, right? You know what I mean? So like I know a lot of people would be eager to do that. Just a heads up, it's normally very just broad. I might say, running game looked to be picking up. This guy looked to, have a solid day. Little things like that. Then I try to just go off of like, because there's going to be other people in attendance. This is at the stadium, so they've got like maybe Alabama or something. Folks are going to be in attendance. So if there's other nuggets coming out, I normally just kind of chime in on that stuff. I'm just giving you guys a heads up because I know sometimes people just are expecting like to get a whole breakdown with stats, numbers, this and that. And just personally, I've never been one to do that, just out of respect to the team. But we definitely will offer, some general nuggets and whatnot and intel based off of stuff that's already kind of being discussed. So we'll look forward to doing that Monday, but tomorrow, Free For All Friday. Same time, same place. All our ex-listeners, always do this reminder because I think it helps out. If you haven't already, check out our YouTube channel. We post extra content over there. Plus, it helps us out with that being our secondary major platform outside of radio. Subscribe to the channel. Like and share all the videos. If possible, that always helps us out, helps us grow, and we appreciate that. Thanks to Smitty and Arthur for the super chats today. I'm trying to think of what else before I get out of here. I think that's about it. And we'll
all right, peace out.
Tomorrow. See ya. Appreciate you. And we'll see you guys tomorrow as well.